Hey, System Trader. Jeff here from Easy Language Mastery. And I have a screw up that I want to highlight. This happened to me about a week ago. It happened on a Friday where I was trading the crude oil market. So if we look off to the left-hand side, trading crude oil here. And the way this is set up, it's showing the continuous contract, but what I'm trading underneath this is actually the micro contract of crude oil on an 80-minute chart. And this trade happened while I was away, which is normal. Most of the time I'm not there staring at the screen. But I came in, within an hour or so of the close on Friday, and I saw this situation where my strategy says I got out. So we had a nice losing trade here on crude oil, shorted, and it went in the opposite direction. Okay, but then I noticed this matrix over here was showing that I still had an open contract. So I was like, well, something went wrong with automation. Let me try to manually close it. Tried to manually close it, and I got this error down here at the bottom. I know it's hard to read, but it says rejected. Trying to cover your 4 contracts, and the reason it's going to be the order was rejected was the contract for this order is past expiration date and may no longer be traded. So I freaked out a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to roll this contract for whatever reason. And to be quite honest, I can't remember when I last forgot to do this. In fact, this might be the very first time I ever forgot to roll a contract. So all these scenarios, right? I'm panicking because I'm still holding this contract apparently. And you can see that it's just going higher and higher. And this was Friday. And so the market's closed. And now, am I going to get a gap up situation and they're going to close it out at that closing price on Monday and it's going to be huge? Should I try to hedge this? All kinds of stuff went through my head. So I contacted TradeStation and they said, for your situation here, what's going to happen is just after a day or two 1 or 2 business days, it's just going to roll off. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Well, what they explained was it's just going to be, the market closed, that this contract is closed, and it's going to be taken at that last tick on Friday. It's just going to close it out at that tick. And it's just going to happen automatically 1 to 2 business days. Well, those were a bit nerve-wracking, but that's exactly what happened. It just closed out at the tick, the final tick of that Friday for that contract. In other words, I didn't have to go and buy the next front month and close it out, or because this stopped trading. So it was no longer trading actively. It was going to be closed out, and it just took 1 to 2 business days for that to show up in my trading account. So all the panicking that I felt wasn't necessary. The only downside that I experienced, which was really minor, is because this still held as open for 2 days, let's say, about 2 days, my margin was impacted and the buying power was impacted. It was as if I was still holding this contract and it just wasn't officially closed out until I think it was Tuesday. Early Tuesday morning, it showed as closed. And the closing price was that last tick. So this, I've never gone through this before. I wanted to share that with you, at least for micro contracts. That seems to be how it works, that it'll just be closed out 1 or 2 days later, and your margin's going to be impacted if you don't roll it correctly, or forget to roll it, I should say. I'm not sure what happens if this was a standard crude oil contract or the mini. This was a micro contract, so I'm not sure how those others behave. I should probably look into it. But again, I believe this is the first time this happened, and I hope you found this helpful. This was my experience. All right, take care. Join me and other Easy Language users over at Easy Language Mastery, where you can download free sample code, discover great trading ideas, and learn how to become a successful trader using Easy Language. Thank you.